Hi viewers, in today's lecture I'll start with chapter 6 of class 8. It is square and square roots. Square and square roots. Just for first chapter, for first exercise, we will do a short introduction that what is square. Square mean double, means if you double some value it become a square. Like we can say we have a square box. Why we call it a square box? Because it have 2 height and 2 breadth. It's a square. So any value who have double is a square value. Like I can say 2 into 2 is equal to 4, which is equal to 2 square. 3 into 3 equal to 9, which is equal to 3 square. Mean when we double the 3 it becomes 9. Similarly, if for the first chapter, first exercise, see there is some numbers like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is first 9 natural numbers. What will happen if we square those numbers? Like 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square, 6 square, 7 square, 8 square, 9 square. That 2 is called a square. This 2 in power is called a square. It will become 1. That will become, now what is 2 square? Means 2 multiplied with 2, that is 4. 3 multiplied with 3, that is 9. 4 multiplied with 4, that is 16. 5 multiplied with 5 is 25. 6 multiplied with 6 is 36. 49, 64, 81. So we have these numbers. When we square them, these all numbers we square them, we have 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64 and 81. So now let me raise this one so it should be clear. Now when we see that to the last digit of all those value, we have first one is 1, we have 1, this one here is 4, after that we have 9 last digit, we have 6 last digit, we have 5 last digit, again 6, we will not repeat, 4, 9, 4, 1. So we already have 9, 4, 1 and 0. Why 0? In 0's case, when we have 0 in even and when we have 0 in odd, this is even, this is odd. Now I'll explain what the difference is. Now when we see that all those square values have last digits among these, that means these numbers are repeated over there. So when we have last digit like this, that means our digit is a perfect square. Perfect square. Now what the perfect square is? Perfect square is a square of a value who is exist. Like we have a 4. So the square of 4 is 2. But when we have 5, what is the square of 5? We don't know. It could be 2 point something square. But we don't want to go into the decimal. When we go in the decimal, that means it's not a perfect square. So always remember, when we have one of these values as a last digit, mean when we have 1 4 9 6 5 0 as a last digit of any value, then it's perfect square. In zero's case, when we have 0, it's a perfect square. When we have 0 in odd, it's not a perfect square. How? See, when we see 100, it's a square of 10, means this is even. When we have 1000, it's not a perfect square of any number. When we go to 10,000, it's a perfect square of 100. So in zero's case, always remember 0 should be even for perfect square. Our first question is like that. When we go for exercise 6.1, question number 1. And what is the question number 1? The following numbers are not a perfect square, give reason. Among all those numbers is not a perfect square. Which one is not a perfect square? And reason. We should give the reason of that one. First value is 1057. Now what you should do, just see last digit. I'm marking it as a red, so it's our targeted point as 7 as a last digit. And then go in this one, 7. As we know that when we have a last digit among them, it's a perfect square, but we don't have 7 among them. So when the 7 is not there, so that means it's not a perfect square, because it's last, this is my reason, last digit is 7 and it's not amongst perfect squares, last digit. Now we'll go for question number part number 2. 2 3 4 5 3. Now last digit is 3. Now when we go for the again 1 4 5 1 4 9 5 6 0, we have, see, we have 1 4 5 6 9 0. Just check, is 3 is there among them? No. So it's not a perfect square. Simple, no need to solve. Just go and check among those all values, and if it is there, it's a perfect square. Then I have 7928. Now last digit is 8. Check 8 is there? No. It's not a perfect square. Again, next value is 7928. Sorry, triple double two double two double two. Now when we see the 2 is also not among them, so not a perfect square. Again, this one is 64000. I'm taking all those questions from a book. So 3 is like odd, 0 is odd 0, so not a perfect square. Because it's an odd 0, it's not a perfect square. Then 89722, next one is, just check it, 89722, again 2, not perfect. Again 22200, not perfect square. Again 505050. Now 0 is odd, not a perfect square. And what is the reason of all of them? The reason is same, that it's not exist among all those numbers of a perfect square. As we know that all the perfect squares have the last digit this number. So when we have last digit this number, like any perfect square, like we take it as a 36. 36 we know is a perfect square of 6. So that means 6 is a last digit, so 6 is coming here. Exactly 81 is a perfect square of 9 because it have a last digit 1. I have 11 square, which is 121, and 1 is a perfect square. 1 is a perfect square. Again we have like 12 square. I'm exceeding these numbers. See, these number I stopped it here. So when we go for 10 square, it is 100. When we go for 11 square, it is 121. When we go for 12 square, it is 144. So when you check it again, it's repeating 1 4. When we go for 13 square, it is 169 and 9. So when we are exceeding these numbers, when we are going up to in these numbers, again we see that last digits is among all those numbers. So this is the basic questions, and you know all the mostly questions in this chapter depends upon all this theory. So you should know that when we have last digit among all those, that mean it should be among this one. Either it should be 1 4 9 6 5 0. Then we can say exactly it's a perfect square. Like if you have a question 8 9 8 9 6. Now no need to calculate it. You see last digit is 6. When you have a last digit 6, that means it's a perfect square. So this was the introduction and first question of exercise 6.1. For the next question of this exercise, check the link in the description.